the recent killings of Terwase, aka Gana, a notorious militia leader in Benue, Taraba, Axis, by troops of the Nigerian army, has elicited widespread concern from the relevant stakeholders in Benue State as well as across the country. There were allegations of human rights violations by the Nigerian army in the sense that it was speculated that Gana was on his way to Makurdi, the Benue State capital, to surrender arms and embrace the amnesty program initiated by the governor of Benue State. The governor of Benue State has alleged that Gana was killed extrajudicially while he and 42 other repentant criminals were being conveyed to Makurdi, the state capital, after they embraced the government's amnesty program. The Nigerian army has come out on the other side to state that Gana was killed during an exchange of gunfire at a roadblock mounted by the army along Gbese-Gboko Makurdi Road, with other members of his gang arrested and a large cache of arms recovered in the process of that operation. This stance taken by the Nigerian army has been questioned in several quarters as not reflecting the reality on the ground, and indeed a case of extrajudicial killing, which is a gross violation of human rights. Our investigation. The Coalition of Human Rights in Nigeria consequently launched an investigative probe of the incident to unravel the circumstances that led to the death of Terwase, aka Gana. We relied on information provided by eyewitnesses and other locals in the area of the incident. We also aggregated the eyewitness views of local vigilante groups operating within that area in the attempt to have an objective and balanced judgment. The opinions of some political actors were also aggregated to form a background to the amnesty program initiated by the state government. Our findings. We were able to gather from credible sources that indeed there was a shootout between Gana and his boys in an entourage of about 20 vehicles driving dangerously along the Makurdi-Gboko Road when they were accosted by troops from the 4th Special Forces Command in Nasarawa State, who had mounted a spontaneous roadblock along, acting on intelligence on the movement of a large convoy with sporadic shootings. From the information gathered, it was indeed revealed that the late Gana, who was sitting on top of one of the vehicles, opened fire at the military checkpoint, and at that point there was pandemonium and sounds of gunshots rented the air. The convoy of Gana rammed into the military checkpoint after the soldiers took cover and returned gun exchanges with the group. It was also gathered that the identity of Gana was not initially ascertained, not until he was neutralized that his identity was confirmed. By then, he had sustained gun wounds that ultimately led to his death. From our preliminary findings, it was gathered that the state governor kept the movement of Gana and his gang from the Nigerian army troops, and this indeed caused a communication gap between them and the army, which acted on intelligence of the movement of the large cache of arms already and mounted a roadblock as a waiting strategy. It was discovered that it was when news reached the governor that he made frantic efforts to reach the military commanders in the state, informing them that Gana was his guest and that he was on his way to Makurdi to surrender for the amnesty program of the state government. It was at this point the governor was informed that there had been a shootout with Gana and his team members, and he sustained gunshot injuries. We gathered that the governor was furious and consequently called for a press conference alleging that the Nigerian army killed Gana despite having knowledge of his movement from his base to Makurdi, the state capital. After an extensive probe of the incident that led to the death of Terwase, aka Gana, we indeed state that there was a communication gap between the state government and the Nigerian army in operation between Benue and Taraba axis. This could be a function of two things. One, possibility that the state government deliberately left the Nigerian army out of the amnesty process, or it was an oversight. Consequently, it is our position that a case of extrajudicial killing cannot, and we repeat, cannot be established when all available facts point to the fact that the late Terwase Akwaza, at the time of his death, was in possession of arms, firearms of immeasurable proportion. It is also our considered view that the movement of such a cache of firearms should ordinarily attract the attention of the security operatives. If indeed the said Gana was on his way to embrace the amnesty program of the state government, it is curious that there was no security escort in his convoy and with such weapons at his disposal. The fact was established that the convoy of Gana moved at neck-breaking speed occasioned by sporadic gunshots in an area that is experiencing pockets of insecurity is most despicable and should give the relevant security agencies a cause to act and promptly. 2. It therefore does not hold water to state that he was killed extrajudicially, as there was an established case of threat to from the very Gana and his group, and the response from the Nigerian army eventually led to his death. There's nothing else that they could have done other than to defend themselves. We have monitored the situation in Benue that led to the killing of aka Gana, and what the position is that Nigerians are being misled, especially by the state government of Benue State. Why do I say so? This is a governor who granted amnesty to the same Gana of blessed memory to remove and submit all his cache of arms and then relinquish terrorism and banditry in the state. A bounty of 10 million naira was placed on his head from 2016 to date. Whoever can find him will get a 10 million naira reward. And so the governor himself has been in search of this young man who has killed several people. Gana, that we know, killed women, he killed children, he killed security officers, he killed everybody. He kidnapped and all that for ransom. And so when he was taken away by the military because of the gunshot that happened, the gun battle that happened between them, anybody who is saying he could have been taken to court, he could have been prosecuted, that person is only pretending. You are pretending, the person is pretending, because you cannot negotiate with terrorists. You cannot bring such a person to begin to talk about human rights. We are all human rights lawyers here. But what we are saying is, between the government of Benue State and between the Nigerian army and the analysis that they are giving, our report has shown that the army is telling us the truth. Because we know that Gana is somebody who goes about with cache of arms. How can you come with men up to 42 in a convoy? And you think they don't have arms in their boots everywhere? Have you checked the record of how many people that young man has killed? So it's a clear-cut case of luck ran out of him, and then he was taken away for the betterment of everybody plying the road between Nasarawa, Benue, and down to Taraba.